Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Mo, and I'm back again with another video. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about pain. Now, let me briefly explain why. I'm gonna give you a background as to why we're talking about it, and then how it's applicable to you, right? So, I was washing the dishes earlier, and yeah, before I even start that. So currently, I'm doing Invisalign. I'm not sure if you can really notice on my teeth, but I'm doing Invisalign to straighten my teeth out because if you go back to like the beginning of this channel, like I was gonna talk about this eventually, right? When I'm done with my process. But if you go back to like the beginning of this YouTube channel, you looked at my teeth, oh man, it was crooked. It wasn't looking the best. It was rough. It was rough. I don't even know how I was doing that, right? How I was really confident in myself. Man. Well, at that point I didn't really care. I was just posting it. I didn't care much. But looking back on it, I cringed because I'm like, oh, my teeth look like that. But now, I can smile and stuff like that. Anyways, that's besides the point. Invisalign, how it works is there's different trays, right, that you put in, and each tray is slightly adjusted, right, to shift your teeth because you're shifting your teeth slowly, slowly to the point where they're lining up and how you want them to be, right? So I'm currently on this, I'm like almost at the end of the treatment phase. And these last few cases I've been hurting. The last case hurt so much, like it hurt more than like when I first started Invisalign. Like that, it hurt so bad that like I remember I was fasting and I didn't even want to. Like I literally had the case in all day, like from like 8 to like 7 p.m. before I took it out, brushed my teeth, and then put it back in and went to bed. Like man, that hurt. That hurts. But anyways, I'm on this new case right now, and this new case is a little different because it's not really targeting a bunch of teeth at the same time. It's targeting one teeth, one tooth, and it's moving it right, and it's applying a lot of pressure to that tooth and it's been hurting. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is, right? Can't control that. But I think God was speaking to me in that moment, and I was like, that's how life is, right? So in life, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, there's always pain, right? Pain is there, but you got to understand that pain is necessary, right? Without pain, there's no change. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's not comfortable. Yes, it's not the best, but you need it, right? And I'm gonna give you 2 points, right? The first one is I just finished reading through Genesis. So I was reading over Abraham and his life, and Abraham is known as the father of faith. So I wanted to learn more about like, okay, what made him really, you know, be a friend of God. And so I finished reading Abraham's story, really good story. Then I got into Isaac, and I started reading Isaac's story. So I was like, oh, I might as well start from the beginning. Might as well start in Genesis and just read the whole thing. So yeah, I just finished reading Genesis, and it ended with basically the story of Joseph. Now Joseph is uh Jacob's son. So it goes Abraham, Isaac, then Jacob, and then Joseph. So Joseph was the son of Jacob. And basically, if you guys don't know, Joseph had a dream, right? And then he told all his brothers, like, hey, in my dream, you're going to bow down to me, all that stuff. And his brothers are like, oh, who do you think you are? So they sold him into slavery. So this is where the pain comes in, right? He was sold into slavery. He went to this one dude, his name is Potiphar, right? Yeah, Potiphar. And he worked as a servant, basically a slave. But God was with him, and God took care of him. God provided for him, and God helped him and elevated him. So even though he was a slave, he was put in a authoritarian position and taking care of managing the household of Potiphar, right? And obviously that sucked because he was a slave, but he was in a good position. And obviously Potiphar's wife tried to mess with him. He was like, nah, why would I sin against God? Y'all got to read that part. He's like, why would I do this and sin against God? And then he talks about sinning against Potiphar, but he's like, why would I sin against God? Like, he's done so much for me. So then basically she lies about him. He gets sent to jail. So one, he's a slave. And then two, he gets sent into jail. Now in jail, he can't really do nothing. But guess what? God is with him. God favors him. God gives him strength and the authority again. So now the guards in the jail, they give him all the power. So he's basically like a guard, but he's still a slave. He's still a prisoner, but he's in charge of the whole prison because God is with him. So that's painful. Why you like he's in prison, and then eventually he gets that big breakthrough where he goes to help the king, the Pharaoh of Egypt, and then Pharaoh ultimately puts him in charge of all of Egypt and all the land. And then at the end of the story, there's like a famine, and eventually he his family comes back and he's able to help his family. And he said something at the end that really hit home, right? It said that what you meant for evil, God meant for good to save the lives of many people. Now, why does that play back into pain, right? He had a vision, well, the good guy showed him. But in the vision, he didn't think, oh, I was going to go to jail. Oh, I was going to be a slave. Oh, I was going to be sold here. Oh, my brothers are going to dislike me or hate me. Like, he did not have all that, right? But he needed to go through that to learn how to depend on God, to have trust in God, to have faith in God, like he said in the end, that God used his evil that was meant, he used something that was meant for evil against him and used it as his good. So all those processes, all those steps, him being the slave, him being in the prison, that was all building him to ultimately be in charge of the whole land of Egypt and stuff like that. So why am I bringing that back to pain? I know it doesn't really correlate, but that's one connection that I made in my mind and that I wanted to explain to you. Now the second thing is Romans. Sorry, give me a second. Romans 8:18. It says in the ESV. Give me a second. For I consider that the suffering of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. Now, most people would say, the pain that you're experiencing right now does not compare to the joy that's coming. And that's such a big thing in life because in life, we tend to always focus on the situation that's around us, the pain that we're going through, what is happening around us. And we're like, man, God, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this so painful? Why does this hurt so much? But there's joy coming, right? And the joy coming after the pain is not comparable. It's not even close. You can't even fathom it, right? Like, and I related back to my Invisalign because this sucks right now. Like, this hurts so much. But guess what? Once this process is over, you best believe I'm gonna be smiling. Like, everybody gonna see my teeth. Like, I paid a lot. God, I paid a lot for this. God paid a lot for my teeth to be straight. So best believe I'm gonna use this smile. I'm gonna be smiling everywhere. So yeah, y'all gonna get sick of me. I'm be like, and everything. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at myself right now. But yeah, the pain that you experience right now is not compared to the joy that's coming. So whoever's watching this, bro, it's okay. Trust God. God has a good plan for you. And I'm not perfect with this. Sometimes I still be having doubts. Sometimes I'll be questioning. I'm like, God, like, am I really on the right path? Am I doing this? Like, is this normal? Like, is this the path? And I'm an entrepreneur, so I think about this in like business terms and stuff. But then one other verse that helps with that is, and I'm gonna make a separate video talking about the mindset that you need to have, because I feel like a lot of people have this mindset of they want to be more, they know they were made for more, they were called to be more, but then they have this other mindset telling them, bro, why are you trying to be greedy or why are you trying to do this? But that's from the enemy, and I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I break that off in the name of Jesus. Yeah, that verse that helps with that mindset is God who started a good work in you will see it through to completion. If he started a good work in you, he will see it through to completion. It says that in the word. So you can rest assured that God does not lie. God is not a God that will lie. He will never lie. He's the same God yesterday, today, and forever. He's the King of kings and the Lord of lords. He's the great I am that I am. He's Asher, Aye, Asher. That is I am that I am in Hebrew. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and comment. If this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to talk about a specific topic, write it down in the comments. I read the comments. And yeah, stay safe, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep going. God bless you. God keep you safe. Let's go.